Hey, that's me! That's my name! Wow, we are pretty nonchalant about this whole thing. Oh hey, a bunch of people are missing. Let's just stroll on into this old abandoned castle that might actually be the end of us. Oh no, it's a small earthquake! Oh no! Ah, whatever. Let's go look at something else.
Don't be afraid, Jennifer. It's me, Harris.
I don't know who you are!
Poor girl. Don't worry. I'll help you now.
As opposed to earlier, where I tied you up and kidnapped you, and then dressed up as Scissorman and terrified you.
What's that costume?
Well, it's a Scissorman costume. Don't you do that pose at me, you jerk.
He told me. He told me that if I kidnap you, he will give you to me.
Hold on a sec, I have to read off this script.
He told me to dress up like Scissorman and kill people.
Wow, I never thought I'd meet anyone creepier than Nolan.
Jennifer?
Ugh.
Come any closer.
Hooray! I saved the day! Me, Scissorman, the villain! Don't say I never did nothing for you, Jennifer. Alright, so, as this chase begins, go to the left. Don't go right. Never go right. Ever. Just don't do it. Trust me on this one. Because there's a perfectly good hiding spot right here. He'll never find me! Oh right, I gotta get my jacket. Where did that thing go? Oh hey Jennifer, how's it going? Oh no! I really should have seen that one coming by this point. And once that's over, just go right back in. I know he's still under a coat rack, but I'm going in anyway. Oh, no, he's gone. That was quick. And he put it in the corner. What a good guy. Apparently that statue can, like, cry blood or something, but oh, how spooky, ooh. But yeah, it can cry blood, and I've never actually seen that myself, so don't actually get to see it yourself, I'm sorry. But yes, we came back here for the stair key. And now we can leave this room. So, the thing about this chapter is, this is where basically all the endings of the game are determined outside of course, ending E. It all depends on how many items you get. Naturally, I'm going to be going after the best ending in this video, so I'm just going to be getting everything. Okay then, Jennifer, jeez. I didn't think you were that kind of person, but no, she just walks into this room full of books. What is this shit? I hate reading. God! Fucking books everywhere. I fucking hate all of them. Gah. Jennifer Simpson, I don't need to read. Yeah, I get it. You don't like reading, Jennifer. Jeez. Come on. Really. Anyway, let's just pick up this item, and hopefully Jennifer will actually keep it. I mean, it has words on it, so it might offend her. God. But yes, this is one of the items we need for the best ending. But it's in Latin, so Jennifer can't read it. Probably wouldn't anyway. And with that, now we can move on. Don't know where Harris's body went. Not that I really care. But yeah, apparently that thing he said about, like, he mentioned Jennifer in the prologue, and that's why we're playing this story, and apparently he had a creepy crush on her all along. And yes, this chapel is a bit different, probably because it's worship of a bit of a different god. The Barrows has a bit of a history of worshipping a certain guy called the Great Father. Yeah, it's a bit of a generic name, but whatever. Oh, look at that, copper plate. Remember the little symbol on top. It can be different from game to game. This time, it's the moon, so remember, go for the moon and nothing else. So let's get out of this creepy old chapel place. Oh no, Gots! Gots, buddy, are you okay? You've got to be okay, right? There's no way you wouldn't be okay, right? Right? just shake him a little bit.
You're still alive.
That'll resuscitate him.
Inspector Gotts! Thank heaven, you're all right.
It's Assistant Inspector.
That's what I'm most worried about at the moment.
Inspector Gotts, I'll go and look for the others.
It's Assistant Inspector.
Jeez, if you keep saying that, I'm gonna start calling you Insistent Inspector. Anyway, we're just gonna... What is this? I just came in here because I wanted Guts to help with Scissorman, but... This is no dark future. This doesn't exist. This is not canon. This is not canon in any way, shape, or form. None of you saw any part of this. This didn't happen. You're just imagining things. You must be insane. Bye. See, I told you. It didn't happen. We just gently laid Guts back on the ground because he is an old man and he needs his rest, so we're just gonna let him have his rest. So, see this little notch in the wall? Yeah, keyhole. And of course, there's only one key we have, which would be the stair key. Make sure you pick the candle up first. Not that you can lose it, but trust me, you don't want to come back all this way to grab that candle, because that would be a bit annoying. So make sure you pick it up before we move on, because you're definitely going to need it later, no matter what. It is not an optional item by any stretch of the imagination. Alright, so that chapel area is fairly small, but now we're in the castle proper, or at least one room of it. Yeah, this room is different or something. How weird. So, let's just look at these pictures. Why not? That's indeed a portrait of a beautiful woman, and here's one of a landscape, right? I just ruined a valuable piece of art. Oh wow, he just stabbed right through her, jeez. So yeah, the game kind of punishes you for looking at stuff. I mean, on one hand, I don't know why you'd think... Actually, no, even then, I mean... Stuff has been behind paintings before, you never know. If you investigate it, then, you might want to find something. But don't investigate it, or you get chased right out of the room. Now we're in the castle proper. This is definitely the largest map in the game, and... It's not too big. Once you get your bearings, it's not too bad, but until then, this place is pretty confusing, and it's sort of like a condensed version of the first Clock Tower game, where it's a lot of exploration, and you just have to find stuff and eventually get to the end. But this time, though, Scissorman can't appear randomly, and honestly, I think his encounter rate went way up in this scenario, because I ended up encountering him a lot, which ruined a whole bunch of runs. It does kind of make up for the fact that there aren't really that many ways to spawn him. Like, there are a few here and there, but for the most part, investigating things isn't really going to get you in trouble. Also, make sure to pick up that library key for later, because you're going to need it. Alright, so, where should we go next? Why not right back there? So yeah, there is a gate behind that one door, so we definitely can't go there. Gonna have to take care of that later. Alright, so think about this room. Don't touch the coffee table, because for some reason that causes Scissorman to come out of the fireplace. And if you look, you can kind of see his scissors sticking out of the wall there. I don't know if that's intentional or just like sort of a glitch or something, or an oversight where they placed his model back there just in case, and you can see it for some reason, but whatever. Anyway, you want to come to this room next because... And I know you're so disappointed by that fact, Jennifer. And that's all we actually need from this room. This is the servant's room. You can kind of tell because the door looks kind of crappy compared to all the other doors, but that's all there is in this scenario. This door looks pretty fancy, so guess we're going to check this one out next. And here we have... Oh, look, it's Barton.
It's you, Jennifer.
Professor Barton?
Okay, that's all she has to say.
Professor Barton? Are you alright?
It took me so much to ask you that.
Not
I
injured.
really didn't want to.
This is an extremely important experience for me. Because here I am at the site of the murders.
Okay, then.
Very intriguing situation.
You're a weird dude, Barton. Yeah, that's more or less my reaction. Anyway, we kind of need you. Gonna give you this. Have a note.
Professor Barton, I found something I would like you to look at.
I hate words, so you read this for me, please.
It is in Latin.
Okay, go on. At
Words
your own pace, we're
open
only
the
being
door.
stalked here. Get on the floor, then walk the dinosaur, or what?
Below that is written Nha-e-sh.
That's how you pronounce an asterisk? Just stop your entire sentence?
It means to open a door, just as it says.
Okay, so we have
It
to
doesn't
open a
say
door
which
with
door.
gibberish. Gotcha. And now the paper is golden for some reason. Barton reading it was apparently very important. Well, Barton, I normally don't like you, but you did help out, so, in the end, maybe you're not that bad a guy after all. Anyway, let's keep on moving forward. This is a little bit of a dark hallway. I don't know why this hallway is so dark. Guess it's just for atmosphere or something. But here we have the kitchen, so, just keep on checking everything, why don't we? Now, there's nothing important here in this story, but if we go into the back, there's actually an evasion point. See that box right there? Scissorman has a bad tendency of spawning in that dark hallway. At least for me, he does it a lot, but this is a decent hiding point. Sometimes he'll just sort of look at the box and then just leave. Sometimes, though, he will be very, very smart and then just stab the box. And when I said that's a useful evasion point, I kinda lied, because honestly, 9 times out of 10, I get stabbed when I hide in that box, which, like, that's basically what ruined a lot of runs here. Like, I don't mind getting chased by Scissorman, but it just ended in me getting stabbed just repeatedly. Anyway, you can't actually press that switch until you look at the floorboards, which is fairly annoying. You'd think Jennifer would notice the, well, actually no, moldy food. That would probably get your attention first. Of course, then how does she find the switch at all? Ah well, let's not worry about that, I suppose. We're in the wine cellar now. That's all that counts. Of course, it doesn't really look like there's something too important here, so guess we came down for nothing. Oh. Scissorman, are you hiding in the barrels? No, in fact, it's actually Beth.
Beth! Oh, Jennifer! It's you! Are you hurt?
Just my pride.
I'm all right. He's going to kill us anyway. I don't want to go any further.
Alright, well, I hope you know standing around rooms doesn't really help your chances. In fact, it actually hurts them. But let's keep talking to her. I mean, she's kind of feeling pretty down, but
Get upstairs anymore.
couldn't get upstairs in the first
Why
place.
would we want to go upstairs?
Because we might be able to find a way out of here.
Great line reading there, Jennifer.
There probably isn't a way out.
You know, at all. Just no way out of this
Wherever you want
castle.
to go,
None.
Take this key. I found it a little while ago. I don't know what it opens, but it'll probably open something in this mansion.
Yeah, more than likely. That's usually what a key does. Generally. And we get the mansion key. Great name for that. Anyway, this key is very important. You can't actually progress without it. So, yeah, we kind of need to come down here and get that. Otherwise, you won't be able to go very many places. It's kind of like the good old West Wing key back in the Burroughs mansion, as opposed to the Burroughs castle. Damn those similar names. Really wish there was just a run in one direction button as opposed to click here and then you'll stop eventually. But anyway, there's this gate here which blocks off a fair amount of rooms. And unlocking it will actually unlock that top left door back at the main castle area that we couldn't get to before. Yeah, that's fairly important. It's no use! So yeah, remember that oil can we picked up in Scenario 1? Yeah, we can't actually get a good ending unless we actually have the oil can. So yeah, I hope you picked that random item up, otherwise, well, too fucking bad for you. Alright, let's check out what's under here. Ah! How does she know that's a mummified scissor man? He doesn't even have any scissors. Anyway, he does have a key, so we're gonna need that. And there's a box over there, so yeah, it's a box key that goes to a box in the same room. And a rope, which is also useful. Oh, okay then. But yes, both items that we pick up in this room are used for this room. Guess it makes sense. I mean, what? Bats, how did you open a door? You're bats. You don't have good hands. You don't have thumbs. What a bitch. Anyway, yes, you have to try to open the box, then lock the door with a rope, then open the box again, and look who it is.
Are you all right?
Oh, I only couldn't breathe. How are you, Jennifer?
Are you all right?
You already asked that.
Yes, but my head hurts a little.
Is there a way out of here?
I assume so.
But I do know one thing. If we don't kill Scissorman, he'll kill us whether we get out of here or not.
Look, he's not that big a threat, alright? I mean, come on. We can all push him over. You kick him right in the groin, Helen. He is, at times, a literal pushover.
There must be a way to destroy him in this mansion, and I must find it.
Yeah, you just stand there for now, Helen, and I guess explore on your own time. Meanwhile, we should check out the floors upstairs. And another dark area. What you're going to want to do is check out this door right here. Yep. Sure is open. Alright, well, I guess we'll check out this door. Oh no! Alright, we've got to escape then. He'll never catch me, right? He can't walk on an area this small. His footing's not that good. Oh, okay, that's not good. Things aren't looking so good for Jennifer. So let's check up on Helen for now. I mean, Jennifer's got her hands full. Kinda have to cliffhang that. Yep. Said the same thing earlier. Oh, it was probably Beth again. Hey Beth, how's it going? I already got the... Hey, you're not Beth at all.
Oh, Miss Maxwell? Is everyone all right?
I don't know. I'm still looking for them.
I just started, to be honest.
I wonder if Nolan's still alive.
I'll pretend to care. Is that it? You're not gonna give me anything?
Miss Waxwell.
Did you just call me Waxwell?
For a while.
Alright, well, he's not gonna give us anything. Thankfully, I liked him. So, I guess doing it out of the kindest of my heart wasn't a waste of time. Now, if I saved Nolan out of the kindest of my heart, that would have been a waste in my eyes. So, Tim's down there, and that's a bit of a difference for Helen. For now, let's keep exploring. So, wonder how Jennifer is doing. Let's go back outside and see how she's doing. She was getting Hey! Alright, who put this thing back down? Come on, man. Go to all the trouble getting the key, and what does someone do? They put the gate back down. How annoying. But let's check out this room again. I mean, don't think we found everything there is to this room. So, let's say hi to Jonathan Burrows again, why don't we? Oh god, it's Nolan!
Nolan, what happened?
I would have rather seen the mummy.
Ow, ow, ouch.
Are you alright?
He's saying ow, so I'm going to guess that's a no.
Somebody attacked me from behind.
Okay, so they can say damn, but they can't write it down? Human, you are a very weird developer. I don't think I understand you at all.
No, not yet.
Haven't seen her in like 3 minutes.
That's okay. I'll help you look.
He doesn't actually help you look, and in fact, he just sort of sits there. Yeah, you can't even talk to him again. Also... of course, it's Scissor Man. Figures he'd be here. Alright, well, you're just sitting there doing nothing. Nolan, attack! Nolan, defend? No? Alright, fine. I guess I gotta do everything myself. Groin kick. Thanks for the help, Nolan. So glad you're here. You two have fun now. Alright, anyway. Oh, hey, yeah, we can totally steal these batteries. So yeah, remember that flashlight from Chapter 1, or Scenario 1, rather? Yep, we have batteries for them. So that's another item that you need, otherwise you'll get the bad ending for the game. Also, it's kind of funny, but, yeah, but this room is connected to both of those items that you get in Scenario 1 that can cause you to get a bad ending if you don't get them. Huh? Scissor Man. Wait a minute. Scissor Man always appears behind you, and it sounds like it's coming from the right. Oh my god! No one was the Scissor Man! Gots was right! This case is closed, I've figured it all out. Okay, no, not really, I'm just kidding. I just thought that was kind of funny. Scissor Man just, came back out of nowhere from that room, somehow. That was a dead end. It's just, Scissor Man always comes from whatever room you were last in, and therefore he came from the room Nolan was in. Really, Nolan, thanks a whole lot for your help. You've been such a valuable member of the team. Alright, so for the most part, this mansion is pretty similar to or castle rather, the mansion was in First Fear, but this castle is mostly the same as Jennifer's. However, there are some differences. For example, while you can find the library key in this room in Helen's story, it's also got different lighting and there's a fireplace in here instead, but since there's a fireplace, why don't we see if there's anything in here? Wait, the door spell? But wait a minute, Jennifer had this before. How did it get here? Perhaps, but, where could Jennifer have gone? Well, we're gonna have to keep on looking for her, but, let's see. Well, since this area's unlocked now, why don't we investigate here? Maybe she came this way. This area is similar to the one we were in before, so maybe Jennifer is out and around here. So, if you're wondering what we just unlocked, it was actually the library room. We need that library key for getting in here, and oh my god, that fire sound is terrible. That's great. Got any water on you? I'd really like to make that sound stop. Like, now. I hate it when people do that. No, no one else needs that desk. Oh yeah, feel free to just carve into it. Anyway, that's a useful hint. We'll need to remember that. Please make that sound stop, for the love of God. Gee, I wonder how we could possibly get that. Just move this once you look at this item. Easy enough. I wouldn't even call that a puzzle, to be honest. Of course, what is a puzzle is how we're going to get this box open. Just use a hammer. Or we could find Gotts. I mean, he could probably punch it open, let's be honest. Alright, well, the solution to this is actually fairly simple. We'll just go back in here and use fire. Man's closest friend and worst enemy. Fire. I don't know why I'm being so dramatic about the fire, but just toss it in and thank God it stops. You also get a key for your troubles. You'd think throwing wood in would have made the fire burn more, but no. Apparently this is Clock Tower, where fire doesn't work as it normally does. This is one of those moving bookshelves, isn't it? I knew the Barrows Castle would have to have one of these. All castles are actually required by law to have a moving bookshelf. I don't know if you knew that, but they do. See? They actually outlawed that eventually, though, because people who are kind of finicky about that sort of thing, they get really pedantic because there's always a book missing from the shelf, and, they just get all pissy about it. Myself included, I wouldn't kill someone if a book were missing from a shelf. Anyway, this was probably a bad idea. There's something about a water path, but what do I care? We'll just climb down a ladder and see there's a path here. And Helen's just going to follow it automatically, which can only mean good things. Having the time of my life. Oh no, rats! And yeah, that's the end. That will actually kill you. So that's probably one of the goofier game overs of the game. Now, in order to do this properly, you need to use those lead balls that you found in the chest that Helen was also in Jennifer's story. And, just test the water. Quite literally in this case. Of course, really, we needed a lack of water testing. That's the sign that you won't be devoured by rats. I don't know why. I mean, I don't think rats really follow any sort of rules like that. Like, they didn't just go up to the desk and see, the person's going to be going down the dry path. Well, that's supposed to be the safe path, so I guess we can't devour someone going down there, so we'll just stick to the water path then. We're rats. We are very civilized like that. We follow orders very well. And yes, if you got the right path, it does actually look different from the other path where you got devoured. Also, Helen will not automatically walk down and then try crawling. So if you choose the wrong path, the game just outright kills you. Doesn't even give you a chance to back out of it. Let's see. Oh, look who it is. Hey, Gotts, how's it going? I thought you needed a nap, and here you are all the way in this weird, creepy room with skulls everywhere. Well, not just skulls.
Oh, you're alive.
Bits of skeleton everywhere.
Hey, what do you mean by that?
I don't know either, Gotts. I mean, assuming you're dead? Really now?
Where is it?
Doesn't even make sense. It's not a possibility.
Aren't
There's
they-
been no point in which Gotts has died ever.
Scissorman attacked us and we all scattered.
Oh, I see.
That's her only response. And, nope, that's the end of that conversation. Keep talking.
What do we do now, Teach?
We gotta keep looking.
Stuff.
There has to be a way to kill Scissorman here somewhere.
Give him a wedgie!
That's why he's trying so hard to get in our way.
Well, no, he usually does that. I mean, he's kind of a professional murderer, let's be honest. It's pretty much all he does, attempt to kill you. Really needs to get a hobby. Oh yeah, and now we have an actual
What
gun.
about you?
Yeah, we should bring
It's
Gotts
okay.
with us.
I've got another.
Oh, that's what she meant. Yeah, Gotts apparently
Can you
carries
use
2
it?
pistols around with him. And fists. He's always got his
I've
fists.
had some training.
Really, his
That means
fists are
you're
the most
amateur.
effective weapons he has. It's the reason why he needs 2 guns. I mean, 1 gun on its own, he learned that that's not effective. He needed 2 just in case, and even then,
But anyway,
not nearly as
it'll be
useful.
Real practice.
Okay. Gonna keep talking, or,
Got.
You took that long just to say Gotts?
Mm.
So that was a song about child murder.
What was that?
Just what you thought you saw. Ghosts.
They were singing
Oh,
about John
ghosts
Barrows, the
always
original Scissor Man.
disappear.
How terrible.
After Scissor Man, I ain't scared of no ghosts.
Oh yeah, and that's another reason why Gotts is badass. He's a Ghostbuster. Anyway, he'll be fine on his own. I mean, really, we're the ones who have to worry about ourselves. But now that we have that pistol, we have crossed in front of that door in the main area of the castle repeatedly, and it does have a padlock. What do you say we do something about that? Well, I tried. Hey, Locke. Fuck you. Don't need any secret words to open this here door. Let's see, a chapel. It's a pretty nice looking chapel. Stuff here. Oh, that's a nice candlestick. Wait a minute!
Jennifer!
Oh, this doesn't look good. Well, who needs courage when you have a gun? That was probably more effective than ramming straight into him, I assume.
Hit him?
Huh, that's weird. Bullets didn't really affect him last time, but he seemed pretty injured by that one.
Thank heaven you're still alive.
Helen?
It's okay now.
Well, sort of. I mean, Scissor Man's still here.
Cornered.
And he went right into the torture chamber. Alright, let's finish this. He's right in the torture chamber, and he seemed rather injured, so let's finish this off. And guess who it was all along? So, Barton,
Professor Barton.
I'd like to say I'm surprised. I'm not.
Why? How could you?
Helen,
Now,
I told
I'm
you
the
when you
one
first
who
joined my seminar.
doesn't exist.
There's always a danger of turning toward evil.
What? What?
When you are researching criminal behavior.
Since when? I don't think that's a legitimate danger for pretty much anyone. Like, Barton, I'm pretty sure that's just you and maybe Harley Quinn.
Always remember
Yeah,
that.
basically you are the Harley Quinn of your field. Like, I'm pretty sure he said that in the seminar, and everyone just laughed at him, and then for the rest of the semester, everyone was just making fun of
It's
Barton.
ironic, isn't it? That I was drawn in by his evil soul.
Barton, ironic means the opposite of what one would expect.
Helen, do you believe that you really have the strength to keep it from happening to you?
Yes, most normal people do, Barton. Most people don't look at a criminal's behavior and say, huh, yeah, I'm digging that. I'm down with that. I like that
Can
criminal.
you really deny that you are involved in this case because you wanted to be
Yes?
involved?
Look, Barton, you're saying a lot of stupid things really slowly. Please choose
Maybe
one or the
you
other.
too are attracted
Preferably
by
remove the
bad
slow part.
partners.
I'm not like you.
Great reading there. That sentence did not deserve that exclamation point. Also, Barton's dead. Well, bye. Alright, I'm leaving. And no one remembered to pick up his body.
All right, Teach. She's okay. And the case is solved.
Hooray! Wait, were you listening to that whole thing? It was stupid, right,
It is not
Gots?
over
Right?
yet.
Helen?
The professor said he was drawn in by his evil soul. His. In other words, the real Scissorman is still alive.
Well, he could just be talking about the concept of his evil soul.
It's not over until he is dead. Gots, please stay with Jennifer.
What about you?
I'm going to take another look around. I'm going to find the real Scissorman.
Or he'll find you. I mean, he does that fairly easily. Just stand in a room and there he is.
I see. Be careful.
Helen?
I'll be all right.
Alright, well, I guess we'll continue with this investigation. It seems like two people faked being Scissorman. For Jennifer, it was Harris, and for Helen, it's Barton. But no matter what, the real Scissorman's still here somewhere. In fact, he's right behind that wall. See him? You saw the scissors, right? He's not doing a very good job at hiding, to be honest. Well, Helen hasn't checked out the garden. I wonder if there's anything in there. I mean, Barton was in there last time, but we didn't see much else other than that.
Hey, it's the real me this time. I guess this is the final showdown. Gonna have to stab you a whole bunch, I guess. That's usually what I'll try to do.
Alright, well, there are plenty of evasion points we could go to, but I actually want to go to my favorite one, like in the game. This next one is really, really silly. So yeah, somewhere in this castle, there's actually a door to the backyard. Now you might remember, isn't this castle on a cliff?
Hey, Helen, why can't we see from where I
And that's our villain, everyone. Anyway, back to Jennifer. Looks like she's exploring on her own again. And hey, look at that. Well, there's a book missing, but looks like there's another thing on the shelf. Oh yeah, and of course there's scratches still. But anyway, shelf thing. Hello, shelf thing. Man, who keeps putting stuff up there? Scissorman, is it you again? Are you screwing around with me? Genealogy of the Jackass Wars. Well, it seems that the rest of the Burrows family doesn't like him. But yes, if you'll remember the story we were told back in Rick's scenario, the original Scissorman was killed by his own father. Of course, the original Scissorman, as I've mentioned, is Jonathan Burrows. We've seen his mummified corpse, and we heard a nice little song about him. Quentin Burrows was his father, And yeah, he ended up killing his monster son. And before we get more into that, why don't we check this room out again? Has been a while since we've been in here. I wonder if anything's changed. Indeed, seems Tim's run all the way up here. Thankfully, he's okay.
Hey,
Tim!
looks like we're in a bit of a jam, doesn't it?
Yeah, just a tiny little jam.
I think you should keep these matches.
Matches.
Matches?
Great voice acting. I wonder why they didn't use this voice actor more often. Anyway, yes, that's where Tim is in Jennifer's story. But yes, as I was saying before, Quentin Barrows killed his monster son, and that's why he's labeled a traitor. Now you might wonder, why would you be labeled a traitor for that? That's something you should want, right? Well, no, the Barrows family is actually kinda screwed up. In fact, Quentin Barrows was actually killed by the cult his family worships. Because you see, the Barrows, as I said before, they kind of worship some weird guy called the Great Father, which is kind of a very evil god. The original Barrows, or at the very least the one who established this castle, was Theodore Barrows, and he kind of wanted to gain immortality, so he basically kidnapped a bunch of children and killed a lot of them. In various different sacrifices, and he's a bit of a messed up dude, and because of all that, basically, the Barrows family was cursed. So for every generation, the Barrows would produce a demon child, which, not exactly sure if how well that actually fits into the Clock Tower canon, because, you'd think people would notice if a family was producing a demon child every frickin' generation. Maybe that's why Mary, married Simon Barrows. She's like, hey, I really want to produce a demon child. Oh yeah, and by the way, don't check out this fireplace twice. Because for some reason this happens.
I don't know how that plan even worked, but it did.
Anyway, yes. In order to actually look at this fireplace, you need to put the candle there. Remember, the candle was all the way back at the torture chamber at the beginning of Jennifer's story. Then you need to use the match, and then she'll just automatically investigate it. I believe this happens to Helen, too, if you don't have the flashlight, or you try to check out the fireplace without using the batteries on the flashlight. But for this, you get a map. Now, there is actually one more item we need in order to get the A ending. And of course, you might guess it's indeed in the library. Pretty much gonna do the same thing here. Oh, and just go down the hole, depending on what symbol you got back at the beginning. I got the moon, so we're going down here. I don't know, I wouldn't go down here personally, Jennifer. The last person who did got eaten by rats, but it'll work. Of course, if it doesn't work for Jennifer, she actually gets a bit of a worse death. And suddenly, the rats seem like a very pleasant way to go. But anyway, yeah, if you go down the proper route, yeah, it looks a lot different. If you don't see the door, you know you're dead. Got another one of those weird cross things. And a dagger. Oh, this should prove you... Oh, damn it, zombie. I don't even want to deal with this right now. Bye, fucker. And if you're wondering if there's anything else you can do to take care of that zombie... No, there's not. You can only escape out the door. And hopefully you can realize this fast, because if you don't have a long time before he chokes you to death. I'm gonna guess that's probably Theodore Barrows. I can't think of any other important Barrows that could be, because I don't think it'd be Quentin. Seems like a nice guy, and of course we saw John's corpse before, so it's probably Theodore. But yes, anyway, now that that's taken care of, we have all the items we need, and we have that map, and it did say there's actually a hidden area beneath the fountain, so, guess we gotta go back there yet again. And I guess Helen's probably keeping Scissorman busy by running away from him and then having him fall off a cliff. I mean, I guess this isn't Scissorman's house, so he wouldn't know that was there, but you'd think he'd use his eyes. Maybe he shouldn't have looked down. See, that's where he probably failed. I mean, he should know from cartoon logic, if you look down, you're gonna fall. Just look straight ahead, and you'll just stand on top of nothing. Also, I'm fairly certain that approaching this from the left side will actually summon Scissorman. At least that seems like what usually triggers him for me if I enter from the other entrance. The entrance to the right, though, that seems safe. And for some reason, you have to click the top of the tree to activate the valve that's at the bottom of the tree. That doesn't even begin to make sense, but whatever, we'll just roll with it. Alright, the path is open. So, if Quentin Burrows was right, there should be some way to kill Scissorman down here. And let's hope he was right, because otherwise, kinda might be in a bit of trouble. Stealth, Jennifer!
Edward, please. I know you're a good boy. Let's stop this and go back to the Granite Orphanage. Edward? Ah!
That was more of an ah than an E, but whatever. Oh yeah, I guess Kay's dead now. What a shame. You can just stand here staring at him, by the way.
So, it was you, Edward.
I figured that out on my own. I didn't listen in on any conversations. Plot twist eventually when he actually... Wow, this is really desynced. This has to be an emulator issue, right? I mean, this isn't a very well put together game, but I don't think it's that bad, right? Oh, right, he's probably gonna try to kill us now, and... Oh.
Come here, you scissor-fingered
Okay, yeah, go kill Nolan for now.
Just try it!
Nolan doesn't help at all because Scissorman will immediately start approaching you once this is done, so make sure to put the statue in quickly or it's an instant kill.
Open the door.
And get on the
Show me the
floor.
way.
Everybody walk the dinosaur.
Oh no! Oh, why does this have to happen to little old me?
Jennifer!
Final puzzle of the game. Remember that dagger we got? Use it.
I only wanted to love!
Hello? Anybody? It's just me down here. Anybody? Hello? Wow, that fell apart quickly.
No reason to get upset, is there, Teach? I don't think we can make it.
I am certain Jennifer is still alive.
She's also very angry about it, jeez.
wonder how many days have passed since we were locked in here.
Days? I think it's
Oh
been
god, he's that guy. Oh god, we're going to be trapped in here forever. Nolan, it's been 30 seconds. I'm going to starve to death.
Hey, I'm sure Helen will rescue us.
I don't like where this is going.
You know, you're tough.
No, you're just...
Really don't like this. It's got a lot of problems. Mostly stemming from the fact that Jennifer's 15 and it's with Nolan.
Helen?
Jennifer, Nolan,
Helen?
Oh, thank you.
Helen? Helen?
We're free to just leave the other guy in the pit, right?
And they all lived happily ever after. Including me, the Scissor Man, because I made friends with Cthulhu. The end.
And that's it for Clock Tower. As I said before, opinions are very mixed on this game, and I think it should be fairly obvious why that is. I mean, First Fear is definitely the better game overall. It was well put together, and this is, it's a bit messy. I mean, the intermissions are easily the worst part of this, because the writing in this game is just not good at all. It's really boring and dry and stiff and all that, and as such, reading it, not really entertaining at all, even on your first run-through. They don't say much, and they say it in just so many words. So, intermissions are very slow, and of course you have to play them over and over again. I mean, you can actually save within the scenarios, but I couldn't do that because I'm kind of recording these, so in order to record all the endings, I had to watch Intermission 3 over and over and over again. And don't even get me started on the prologue. I don't want to play through that any time again, because seriously, that got boring. That does kind of kill a bit of the replay value in all honesty. I mean, this game could have potentially had better replayability than First Fear, because the whole randomization thing in First Fear, it did work a little bit. There were differences to each playthrough, but at the same time, it does sort of get to be a bit boring after you've played the game so many times, so getting all the endings, not really all that fun all the time. This game, on the other hand, it's got a bunch of different scenarios where different things happen in each of the scenarios, so potentially it could have been better because you're getting a different scenario each time, but you have to slog through all the intermissions, especially the prologue, which you have to play through at least 4 times because, you know, you can't just save and go and have the statue be in a different place. Oh no, you have to replay the game to get the statue to a different location for a different character. And it's just really annoying because the prologue's so slow. The scenarios themselves are pretty good at least. I like the fact that they are more compact than the first game. I think it works out pretty well. That rather than just having one huge area to explore, you get a bunch of smaller ones. And you know, each of them have their own little goal, and you don't have to explore as much, so you might get lost a bit less, though there is the possible problem of, you know, exploration on the scale of First Fear being replaced by backtracking, basically, such as, say, Scenario 2 in Rick's house, where if you miss something, it's more of a back and forth until you find what you're looking for. And of course there is the fact that Scissorman can appear randomly, which I'm kind of on the fence about. I think I like it overall. I mean, it is done very well in this game. I mean, if you'll remember, rather than just like having Scissorman pop out of a door, the music just sort of slowly sets in, like you'll be exploring something and suddenly your cursor just goes back to normal when it could have highlighted something beforehand. And you just wonder, oh, why is that? Oh, it's because of Scissorman, just as the music starts creeping in. And I think that's really well done. It's also a lot more tense when you don't know how the game works, because you think, oh, he could be anywhere. I'm in this hallway. I don't know where to go, because what if I go into that room and Scissorman's in there? Of course, once you realize that he always comes from the room behind you, or the room you were last in, rather, Yeah, it loses a bit of its magic at that point, unfortunately. But nonetheless, it's still pretty good, and I think it's actually a pretty decent evolution of First Fear, where First Fear had you, for the most part, you didn't run into Scissorman, it was more of a point and click. And here it seems more like a survival horror where he's actually hunting you down, and I really wish the games would have evolved more from there, but no, unfortunately, later villains didn't really do the same thing Scissorman did. Because Scissorman, he can be in your hiding places, he can be behind paintings, you don't know where he is. And yeah, and of course these days, Clock Tower is sort of utilized, like the whole hunting you down thing is utilized, but the kids these days, they just like things chasing you around and screaming at you. Personally, I would have liked to see something where, kind of like Gregory Horror Show minus the schedules, where someone's just looking for you and you have to actively avoid him, like by listening to footsteps or something like that, and you could like preemptively hide. I think that would be pretty cool, but these long credits are actually almost over, so I guess I should stop rambling now. But yeah, Clock Tower, while it does have its problems, I think it's still a fairly solid game. So yes, that was Clock Tower. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time for whatever I do next. Oh yeah, and at the end you get your ending rank and the number of survivors, though the thing is, you only get the number of survivors if you got the A ending. 7 is the maximum you can get on Jennifer's story though, and I believe Helen's as well, so we rescued everyone we could. Yay!